Well, that's giving me some problems. No, I don't know why. Yeah, I kind of do know why. But how are we doing, America? I know it's been a few days, and it's been a few days because, holy shit, I can't keep up. I mean it. I can't keep up. But we got to keep up. We got to keep going. We got to keep looking. We got to keep figuring out what the hell's at the bottom of this. Where's this going? Got a few things a little different today. I don't know how they're going to work. We'll find out. I hope that I don't have too much trouble with all of this as far as it's streaming, because I've got some, looks like I've got some lag going on here, and I don't like that. But I'm having one of those days after the last week. I just got a message from my former, well, she's Canadian at heart. Trust me on this, Nova Scotia. Her mom's still up there. And her mom has agreed to be a sponsor if we so see fit. That don't think for a minute that it's not a consideration. It's a consideration. Scott Dietrich, you're right. Fuck Trump. Fuck that guy. But we'd had so much that it is really hard wrapping my head around it. I have had 4 lives that I wanted to do, and no sooner do I get done with one than the whole fucking ground shifts. And that's the way it's going to be. This whole thing is about chaos. That's exactly what he wants. That's what he's sowing. That's what he's doing. And we, as the people who have to deal with it, have to keep that in mind and keep focused. Because meanwhile, Elon Musk is fucking around in the Treasury. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Shiny thing, real problem, Elon Musk. A lot of what I'm doing today is encapsulated because of a thing that a friend posted. I'm not going to call him a Trumper because he's not, but he does lean more toward that than he does to the Democratic side. And I have a lot of friends that are like that, and I understand it. I've told you this 1,000 times. I am a Democrat. I'm a staunch Democrat. I'm the secretary of the Democratic Party here in this county. However, I do look at some of our ideals and some of the things we want to do as a little too far left for my liking. So I get it. I get where they're coming from, being a former Republican, and China only 10% because Trump's products made there. You're right. You're absolutely right. We will be dealing with that. But my friend had reposted a thing from a staunch Trumper, the real, dyed in the wool, drank all the fucking Kool-Aid. There ain't no more left in his town. He drank all of it. And he hit on 20 points. Well, I'm going to take his words and I'm going to deal with those 20 points, and I'm going to do it with facts. Just that simple. He's already humiliated the World Economic Forum. He put them on notice and told the banks to work with conservatives. All right, let's break that down a little bit. First of all, do you know what the World Economic Forum is? And do you know why it makes a difference? Basically, they track global trends, and they track and report on what's going on in global economics. And their banks are all over the world, and Trump has told them either you're going to work with the conservatives or we're coming after you. Well, he addressed them, but as far as what they said, he put them on notice and told the banks to work with conservatives. No, he repeated the same old campaign rhetoric. He lied about real economic factors and said, go along or we will install tariffs that you and I will pay. How many times do we have to go over this? The country being hit with the tariff does not pay it. The consumer in the country that is getting hit with the tariff pays it. That's us. Now, if they slap tariffs on us from Canada, alarm just went off, school bus just pulled up. We'll give that a second. If we do this, it has been told directly by Justin Trudeau, you do this, I'm sorry, we're going to retaliate this way, and this way. And yeah, that's my friend from Canada that I was talking about that had just told me, we're going to retaliate this way, and this way. And went down the list of products. It's a very long list. And all of those would cost us a tremendous amount more. And anything we send up there is going to cost Canadians a tremendous amount more. Justin Trudeau happens to be a smart person with a real understanding of his national economics and global economics. So he came back at him, told him straight up, this is what's going to happen. Well, now we have gotten, I hope that's not doing anything stupid to me here. I know that. Thank you, PayPal. I appreciate that. Notices popping up on my screen. But anyway, Justin Trudeau has said that they're going to retaliate too, as did Mexico. Not in quite as detailed a way, but they said they would too. That would cost us a shit ton. I wonder if you understand just how much of our economy comes from Canada and Mexico, our North American partners. We now have, if you'll remember, back in his last debacle of an administration, we had NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement. Bill Clinton's doing. Not the greatest. Not the greatest. It did need reform. And could have been. However, Orange Shitstain gets in there and he does, he comes up with their own. Okay, we've got another agreement. By the way, guys, these are treaties. These are agreements we make with other nations. We will do this for you, this for you, this for you. We will not do this to you. We will not do this to you, and we will not do this to you. What he was going to do breaks his own fucking treaty. Think about it. Another one that this person felt important to tell us was that he has released the JFK and RFK, and by the way, also they didn't list the MLK because I think they just don't like mentioning that. But the JFK and RFK assassination files, and there was nothing new there. Nothing. By the way, 99% of what is in all the files had already been released. Meaningless. What difference does it make? Now here's one that really makes me wonder. Fired woke, inept DEI employees. Hardly even deserves a response. What is a woke, inept DEI employee? Do you have a description of that? And by the way, that's why some of that's going to go to court and is going to cost us taxpayer dollars. It doesn't deserve a response. He fired people he thinks aren't loyal to him. Well, how very democratic. What a bunch of bullshit. That's Nazism. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Designated cartels as terrorist organizations. But it does nothing more than expand our legal options to do what is already being done. But hey, there are problems, so, that one in particularly, I'll look at and go, I don't mind. You designated them as terrorist organizations. Good for you. We'll give them that one in the win column. Unlocked ICE to remove illegal immigrants. There were a whole lot of strict restrictions that were called to be removed. Some of them have been, but a lot of this is already going into court. So it did nothing but make you look like you're going to run around and be the brown shirt asshole. Well, have your brown shirt assholes doing what you said. Again, how very democratic. Restored freedom of speech. He did. He put a freedom of speech thing out there as far as the internet. And all that did was make it so fact-checking, like what I'm doing right now, can be removed from social media platforms. That's all he did. Fact-checking that's the extent of it. Wow, what a big thing that is. Revoked security clearances for swamp creatures. This was one of the ones that really cracked me up. Again, it almost doesn't deserve a response. Swamp creatures by what and whose definition? I look at a lot of his administration, and they look awfully fucking swampy to me. But okay, that's one of his things, is he removed, he revoked the security clearances for swamp creatures. Meanwhile, one of the biggest predator fucking assholes that ever lived gets to go into the United States Treasury and have access to all of their data without any security clearance whatsoever. Think about that for a moment, people. This stuff is crazy. Remove the United States from the WHO, the World Health Organization, saving us $500 million. Not really. Not really. Because, like everything else, this is a thing that when we entered into it, we made an agreement. We will pay this much, so on and so forth. And yes, we have been the biggest payer into that. However, we are also the wealthiest nation paying into it. So that's no big deal. But first of all, saving $500 million. Well, not really. Because the number we spent in 2024 was $264 million. Now, we were the largest, but that's not $500 million. And what's the cost of removing ourselves from the organization that does the most to truly tell the world, this is happening, this is what's going on, guys, medical problem here, let's look at it. And at the same time, he shut down our reporting from the CDC. Yeah, great move. Removed us from the WHO. So proud of you. This was another of their crowing points. This is so important that he did it. He pardoned the January 6th, and this is what the person said, political prisoners. Or as he called them, hostages. Yay us. 1,500 people that were tried, convicted, sentenced, and released. By the way, we already have 12 of those people have been rearrested. Also, many of those people that they look at the weaponized government and the weaponized justice system. Folks, a lot of these people weren't even arrested on January 6th things. It just turned out that they were there and they had committed the crimes. They already had outstanding warrants. But now let's just let them back out there. And by the way, the thing that was the outstanding warrant, yeah, that's gone too. Wow. Yeah, we sure do have that whole party of law and order going on, don't we? Oh, well. He moved toward taking control of Greenland and the Panama Canal. This is this guy's words now. Greenland is openly seeking a deal. Oh? Not by anything I've seen. Not according to either nation are they seeking. Oh, yeah, I know. Russ Ulbricht, that son of a bitch, pardoned. But they're not seeking a deal, Greenland or Panama. Panama has promised a military response if they're invaded. Greenland has said, we're not for sale. What are you talking about? Yeah, we want independence from Denmark, but not to become dependent on the United States of America. 85% of Greenlanders say they want no part of this. That's a pretty substantial amount. Let's go back to Panama. The whole reason for the Panama thing, more of his petty bullshit. Do you know that he had a Trump Tower there and he lost control of it? He lost control of it because a bunch of people in Panama made it so that shares were sold enough in this business thing that he was no longer absolutely in control. It still took months to get him the fuck out of there, even though he was no longer in control of it. But hey, let's go beat up on Panama. That's the only reason he's doing it, people. He got thrown the fuck out. Look this up. I'm telling you, look everything I've said here up. Look all of it up. Now, here's a good one. No one is talking about this. He secured $1 trillion of Saudi Arabian support for the United States. Yup, the brutal assassin fuck that killed Jamal Khashoggi, butchered him, an American journalist working for an American company, same ones that gave his son-in-law a couple of $2 billion, is offering to buy more interest in the United States. Yay us. He's on the verge of ending the wars allowed by Biden. The wars that Biden allowed. Which ones? Now, we withdrew from Afghanistan, an actual war that we were in, under the terms that he set up with the Taliban. Now, we support our allies and we do give them military assistance, but that doesn't mean we're in wars. We don't have troops on the ground in Ukraine. We don't have troops on the ground in Somalia. We have missiles hitting Somalia that cost a few $1 million each. But what wars? We don't have troops engaged in active combat. Oh well. That whole Somalia thing, by the way, that seems just a little bit hawkish to me. I've got a new way of putting my notes up here. That might have worked without having too much of an earthquake. In one day, he met with Americans in North Carolina and California in the disaster zones. So what? Big deal. What'd he do? Of course we need to protect our interests. That's why we have people there. But we don't have troops on the ground fighting in combat or the definition of a war. Bullshit. In one day, he met with Americans in North Carolina and California disaster zones. Again, my question. So, what? Now, here's one that's really good. Number 12. He reallocated $2 billion that was being given to illegal immigrants and is using it for North Carolina. Incredible! Never happened, people. Look that up. Never fucking happened. It's a lie. But he's telling it, and he likes telling it. And those stupid bastards are sucking it up. It's been totally debunked, by the way, even by the outlets that originally reported it. Please look these things up. He told the people in charge that a week is too long to let people start cleaning and rebuilding their land and homes in California. He scoffed that it will take 18 months for permits. He told them to allow it today. He said, your liberal response is horrible. Again, he said these things. Sure he did. So fucking what? States determine how permits are put out there. Remember, Party of States' Rights and all of that shit? That's who determines that. The only thing that gets in the way is that pesky Constitution, and we all know what he thinks about that. But he promised to get North Carolina residents out of tents and apartments in 3 days. First, nope, hasn't happened yet. And he was there well over 3 days ago. Second, a lot of that comes from the claims that Shady Vance made while he was there. And all of his claims have been utterly debunked. Third, one relocation has been an ongoing process since the beginning of it. It's happened all the way from the beginning of this relocation and people getting put into apartments and out of tents. That's been a part of it since day one. And by the way, that started while, he wasn't president. He hadn't even been elected yet. Oh, well. He fired 17 inspector generals. They're crowing about that. They're bragging about that. Again, unconstitutional and already in court. By the way, it's the inspector generals do a hell of a lot more than have political opinions. Folks, without them, do you have any idea how many dead people there would be beyond the dead people he's already caused? Oh, but he yanked 17, or what was the number? Yeah, 17 inspector generals. I don't think that's anything to brag about. I really don't. He revoked security clearance of hundreds. Okay, he revoked a bunch of security clearances. Again, yeah. Revoke those from patriots, but release criminals back into the populace. Oh, you know why. The criminals supported him. Those that he pulled the security clearances from, they didn't support him. That has a word. It's called fascism. It's called fascism, people. But hey, what a great guy. This is one that pisses me off. Number 17. Remove Secret Service detail on Bolton and Anthony Fauci, also on Mark Milley, and wants to take away one of his stars, or Hegseth, his little toady, does. But to me, same answer. Don't like Trump, he retaliates like a spoiled child. And you think that that's something to brag about, you stupid fucks? I don't think it's something to brag about. Here's another one. This is a good one because I was able to find it online. I was. The claim, anyway. 14,000 oil workers are back to work. Drill, baby, drill. With such credible reporting, I was able to find one meme that had been redone a bunch of times and sent around. Who are these 14,000 people that he put back to work? I don't think so. Now, number 18 kind of pisses me off just as much. Ended work at home for federal workers. Do you understand that with that will also come increased costs for office space? Increased cost for the people who really can't do it. That's why they ended up taking a work-at-home job. And now you have to bring in new people. And by the way, did you ever see when it was free to train somebody for a job they hadn't done yet? Neither have I. But, oh well. The other thing is, we have had it proven many, many times. Proven fact. Work-at-home people are more productive in an office setting than are those who have to go into work every day. By a lot. But, hey, fuck it. No. Look, they're lazy. They're sitting at home. Their kids are scrawling a notebook. We want that mother in here. We want them kids in a babysitter. And we don't give a fuck how you pay for that. But God damn it, I want them sitting in a chair right here in the office. What a fucking idiot. What an idiot. This is going to cost us way more. By the way, that too is going to have legal challenges. And do you remember the last time that any legal challenge was free for either side? I don't. But okay, he did this. He's sending Army Corps of Engineers to North Carolina to rebuild bridges and roads. You stupid fucks. No. That happened. If you want the date, it's October 10th, 2024. Biden did that. More of his bullshit taking credit for stuff he did not do. But these idiots suck it up with a straw. Finally, the last one. Brought peace to Israel the day before the inauguration. Did he? Oh, wow. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. In the last few weeks, he sent an envoy because he had been reelected. He sent an envoy who was a part of the process that had been ongoing since October 7th, back when all of this shit blew up more than a year ago. But let's take credit for it. Oh, we have a ceasefire now, and it's all his doing. He just sent an envoy. And that, by the way, was just a week before. Biden's administration secured the deal. Again, Donald Trump. More stolen valor. I had another whole half to this. I'm going to have to do it another day because it's deeper and harder to talk about. It's the corollary between what he's doing and Germany of the 30s. Folks, this is all Project 2025, which, by the way, was written in a Nazi manifesto a whole long time ago. And then he tried to disavow himself, but every fucking thing he's done so far, even the illegal ones that are in court, the stuff that ain't gonna make it past constitutional muster, all of that comes from Project 2025, even though it's Project 47 now. We will go over that next time. Anyway, going to be a couple of links in this. I could still use some help. I could use a few more leather orders. I do want to thank a friend of mine who put in a pretty substantial order and paid for it up front like he always does. It really helped us through this month. I don't think we'd have gotten through it without him. So my thanks to him. My thanks to you for helping out where you can. One of the ways you can do that, there will be a PayPal link. There will also be an Amazon wish list link. I'm taking one item off of there because because there was enough of this substantial order to order it. I ordered it from Temu. Is it Temu, like emu, or is it Temu? I don't know which one it is. But anyway, it's coming. And these should be a little more polished in the near future. I still need all the help I can get from you. I will post those links in the video, probably in the title. And if you can help as you can. In the meantime, I love you, real Americans, real patriots. Share this shit.